Namato Ratanatayasa. May I pay homage to Triple Them, the Buddha and Dhamma and the Sangha. Welcome back. This is the time for the meditation. We have just reflected on the virtues of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha, and also we chanted special chanting, so-called protection from all the 10 directions and transferring a merit. Now it is time for us to reflect upon ourselves and the practice of meditation. So practice of a meditation requires disconnecting from worldly affairs and connecting within, at least of this half an hour. We have two ways of paying or worshipping to the Buddha. One is called Amisa Puja, which is offerings reflecting the Buddha, or paying our gratitude by offering flowers and fruits and water. And there is a second way of worship, that is applying Buddha's teachings in our day-to-day life. We may have studied, but if we haven't practiced, then again it's like just a menu in the restaurants. And the Buddha encouraged us to worship or show our appreciation by practice called Dhammanudhamma Patipattiya, Buddhang Pujemi. So basically it's an aspiration that we make, that I will practice in accordance with the Dhamma that the Buddha taught, and I offer by so. And the Buddha praised for this second type of worship or paying respect to the Buddha, rather than simply offering flowers and offering fruits and waters. And the Buddha also didn't encourage us just to acquire knowledge by reading or listening to talks, but encouraged us to practice, apply and understand who we really are, what we really want, what is the purpose, what is the motivation. So in the practice, that's why practice of a meditation is basically a form that Buddha encouraged us to practice and show our appreciation to the Buddha by doing this way. And the practice of a meditation is also very essential to understand the teachings of the Buddha. Even one teaching, let's say being mindful, called sati. If we read the explanation of the sati, we can see various translations. And over the period of a time, people even now began to argue that the word mindfulness is not enough for the actual meaning of the sati. So, but in the practice, we don't have to think too much. All what we have to do is to be aware what's going on. And what's going on in our body? What's going on? What your feelings are? And as we become more aware of it, gradually the teachings become so relevant. The entire teachings of the Buddha, so-called 84,000 skandhas, dhammas, become so relevant. Because we have experienced it from our experiential level of understanding. We have read, probably, you have read the books on breathing in and breathing out techniques. But if you haven't practiced, then you still don't know what is breathe. What happens in a breathing meditation? Is it the following the breath? Or is it the holding the breath? Or is it the playing with the breath? I have experienced that there are plenty of people even do not know where the breaths are. So that's why when we practice, then we will be able to see that breath, how it works, how it functions, the character of it, the origination of it. And how does it relate to the body? What happens when you breathe in your body? What happens to your body? What happens to your feelings? What happens to your emotions? The breathing in and breathing out has a very, very good relationship with the body, with our feelings, with our emotions. When we learn to notice this breath, we will learn to know our body, our mind, our feelings. We become more open to accept, respect, and see the value of others, rather than developing the stubbornness, rather than developing the ego. Ability to adapt and adjust in different situations, like the water. Mind becomes so soft, yet very strong. Mind becomes so humble. And this all begins when we learn to know the breath. As you practice, you will see incoming breath and outgoing breath are two different things. And when you put your attention to the breath, again you see incoming breath and outgoing breath. It has a different functions, a different characters, and never be the same, always changes. So as you close your eyes and sitting upright, paying attention to the breath, the rest of other parts, the whole entire body is stationed, motivated to not to move for this half an hour. And your job is to cultivation of the mind. So you're simply aware of the breath. Whenever there is a desire to move your hands or move your legs, do not move. Watch that. And it's beautiful to watch even just the breath. Each breath is different. Each breath travels differently. Each breath that brings different sensations. Each breath that relates to our emotions, our perceptions. And when even breathing out, there's a different character, a different function takes place. So without thinking, we observe, we feel the entire process as it takes place. We are not making it long, or we are not making it short. We are not interfering with this natural breath. All what we are doing is simply aware as it takes place. The mind, as your mind becomes calmer, settled, then you even will see that there are moments that you are doing the breathing in and breathing out. You will have a perception that you are making the breath in and breathing out. And see what happens when you take away that thought or the perception of doing. Just being a spectator. And you will realize whether you do it or not, the process continues. But when you interfere with it, you want to make it. You want to see the breath. You want to make the breath. You want to make it longer or shorter. You want to see the sensations. You want to see as how the breath coming in and going out. That is not a natural breath. That is not what we practice. We are not practicing pranayama, the breathing practice, exercise. Breath is just a tool to train our mind. Our goal is to train our mind, know our mind. And why do we train our mind? Why do we know our mind? And we know and we train this mind to know that I have this greed, I have this hatred, I have got this ill will, anger, jealousy, lust, which is the main root cause of our troubles. Or even sometimes a voidness of these states, only positive. Compassion, loving kindness, caring, sharing nature. And we know that too. So aware of this breathing in and breathing out, and along with that aware of other related things, related to the body, related to the mind, related to the feelings. And understand these all are changing every time. You cannot experience the same breath for twice. You cannot experience the same feeling as twice. So be mindful as you breathe in and breathe out. And observing any other activities, other functions, characters. Now we will practice loving kindness meditation, so relax yourself. And in the practice of a loving kindness, first of all, we share to ourselves by feeling, sensing ourselves. May I be happy. A feeling of sense of a happiness. May I be well. May I be free from suffering. May I be at peace. May I be free from hurtfulness, hatred, ill will, jealousy, animosity. May I be liberated, liberated. Similarly, sharing in loving kindness and compassion to all other sentient beings, starting from near dear one, parents, husband or wife, children, family, friends, relatives, and all other sentient beings. Whatever beings there are, may they be well, may they be happy, may they be at peace, may they be free from sufferings. May they be liberated, liberated. So bring your attention to your hands, aware of sensations in your hands, and to your body, feeling the entire body. And to your eyes. And as you hear the gong slowly coming out from meditation, and reflect for a few moments. Let's pay respect to the Buddha.